everyone, it's your girl Melissa. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of the Social Angle podcast. As always, I'm super excited that you're here. So this episode is special because it's going to be video and tutorial based. So I felt like for this content, it would serve you the best seeing things on video versus maybe hearing me walk through. There will be an audio component of this, but honestly, you're going to get the most out of today's episode by visually following along with the YouTube video that we have embedded. So to me, over the last 2 years that I've been here with ASI, one of the common threads that I see is how to create multimedia, whether it's images, video, audio, for social media that looks on brand, that can be done quickly, that also doesn't require you to maybe learn a more robust software like Adobe Creative Suite. And, as somebody who definitely doesn't consider themselves a designer by trade, that's not really what I went to school for. I went to school for marketing. And, my experience with design-based tools, especially the more prevalent ones like Adobe Creative Suite, was actually very minimal. So for me, when I started to get into marketing roles and made my career transition, I utilized Canva heavily because it was so simple to use. I could have great looking graphics with tons of resources and assets that were pre-built into the software that I could use again and again, with maybe making a few minor tweaks that always made our feeds look really, really great, and also saved me a lot of time. It was more cost effective. I didn't have to delegate tasks out to other team members or hire a contractor. I could do all my video and images for social media in one really easy to use app. So as you can tell, I've definitely drank the Kool-Aid for Canva. So I wanted to show you guys a kind of behind the scenes like run through. I had done a webinar earlier this year. You can check it out on asiuniversity.com. That's more of an in-depth walkthrough of 30 minutes. This is going to be a really 15 to 20 minute, just kind of basic walkthrough so you guys can get an idea of how Canva can help you. I don't know what Canva is, but how Canva can help you if you're trying to, again, make on-brand social media graphics and videos in a short amount of time. And if you're a complete novice when it comes to graphic design. All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen with y'all. So here we go. So essentially, let me X out of this and move myself up here. So Canva has been around for a hot minute now. I think it's like 2012, 2013. They are a huge company now. I think they're valued at like 800 million, which is like crazy to think. But they've had massive success, and for good reason, because they have democratized like graphic design. I know that sometimes Canva can be controversial for people because it does take time, skill, and art to create incredible graphics and visual arts. And there's people who get entire undergraduate or, graduate degrees in visual art and design. So when this first came out, it was somewhat controversial because how could you take something that is a serious skill set and make it so easy? Does everybody have the right to be a graphic designer? Should everybody be a graphic designer? And there's some interesting questions kind of raised in that discussion, which is what I've seen is this tool, which is a premium graphic design software, is really only as good as the imagination of the person who's using it. And I say that because what I will often find is somebody will take a preloaded template, which is Canva's claim to fame, and they won't customize it. They won't put their logo in. They won't use their colors. They'll use maybe the stock photos it comes with. And that's kind of what I would consider. And I think why a lot of people have trouble maybe supporting Canva who are more graphic design skilled or maybe OGs when it comes to Adobe Creative Suite is people aren't really using it for the best of its ability, right? So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you what templates look like, but I implore you to take the time to customize them, even if it's a couple more seconds, because really you can create a software, a social media graphic in a software like that. A little bit more time because it better reflects who you are and your brand on social media. You don't want to create a feed where essentially it has no personality, no flavor. There's nothing about it that's unique to you and your business. That kind of defeats the whole purpose of, in my opinion, social media, because it's all about storytelling, who you are, what makes you different from your competitors. So we don't want to kind of slack on how we create our graphics, because then we're just kind of putting ourselves in that same boat. So that would be my one cautionary tale before we get started. So as you can see, I'm in the pro account. Okay. I'm in the pro account. It's $12.95 a month, which I think is a steal compared to Adobe, which I think is like 30 or 40 a month. Essentially, once you sign in, I've already signed in, you can have a desktop application, or you can access it by browser. They even have a mobile app if you wanted to do it that, like you just need to create something quick, on the go. You have all that capability, and you can edit your designs per where you're logging in. Like if you do it on desktop, you can access that same design from your account on mobile with all the edits saved. So, excuse me. If we come into here, you're going to be greeted with the home page, which has your designs that have been shared with you, your brand kit, your content planner, and then all your folders for like assets that you may have imported from other softwares, things you've created. Maybe you've hired a contractor to create your brand guide. You want to keep that stuff in here. And then, of course, trash for things that you no longer need. You can also look up here at templates. Like if you just want to dive straight in and you're like, I'm going to set things up later, I just need to make a really quick Instagram story, you can go to one of their templates. A template is basically Canva's like claim to fame. And this is why so many people enjoy using them, is because it's already set up with the correct size, dimension. There's some, I wouldn't necessarily say branding, but what they call elements. So whether that's photos, animation, color, that's already been pre-done. And some of the templates, like they've done a really good job at making them unique and creative. But really, you're supposed to take that template and then kind of customize it to yourself and your brand. And that takes a very short period of time to do. And then you can save these designs and use them again and again and again without having to create anything from scratch, which is really great. They also have features, like if you're interested to know about their free photos, their icons, how you can download them, some of the apps that they integrate with, sorry about that. They integrate with quite a few, from like MailChimp to Giphy to Google Drive, Dropbox. So if you're trying to figure out a software to create social media that fits in with some of your other like softwares that you're using for marketing, I think they do a good job of integration. So definitely check that page out and then learn. I can't tell you enough how simple some of the tutorials are in Canva, like whether it's a short 3-minute video that goes over their branding kit, or whether it's a course that's actually facilitated by their social media manager. If you feel like what's on ASI University doesn't give you enough information, definitely go in, search, check out different trending topics, because they're pretty good at creating content. At least I feel that's relevant to what's kind of going on with design trends, social media. If there's new apps or features that come out, it's usually a very short period of time before they have something in here to offer. Like, for example, when Instagram stories first came out, I think it was like within the week of them being released, I came in, and at the end of the week, like they really released on like a Monday, and like on a Friday, there was already a bunch of templates uploaded by their team for people to already start using. So they're pretty good. And then you can consume this in a variety of different ways. Like if you want to read, then watch a video, then take a test, there's courses. If you want a straight up tutorial where it's written or a visual, there's something for you too. So really it's based on how you learn. So when you sign in, my personal opinion, the first thing that you should do no matter what is set up your brand kit, which is on the left-hand side. And you can have multiple, which is cool. So if you're taking on more than one client, like if you're a social media marketing manager that has like an agency, you can have more than one in here. So I'm just going to show you one for Thea Creative Studio. So if you come in here, you're going to see an option for branded logos, brand colors, brand fonts, and uploaded fonts. This is so cool because I'll show you where this comes up and saves you time. Because again, I'm trying to think of ways that can make graphic design and video easy and like seamless and time saving for you. So if you sign up for Canva, the first thing you should do is set up your brand kit. So what's your company's logo, their submark, any icons you have, put them up here. You can literally press the upload button and then you have the ability to upload them in here. You can add colors. So they can do custom color palettes. Like if, for example, like let's say, I wanted to make it this red, then that red is in there and that's saved. If I need to exit out because I don't want it anymore, it's all saved in here for you to access. If you have branded fonts, like what your header is, your paragraph, your heading 1, 2, 3, you can have these all in here ready to go. They do come loaded with fonts just like Adobe Creative Suite does, not as many, but most common ones you can find in here. And you can either italicize or bold them out, make them the correct size that they would be presented in most marketing materials, which I think is really helpful. And then if you're somebody like myself who, maybe you worked with, again, a designer and you wanted a custom font or you purchased a custom font, you can download that and then upload it to Canva and have this all ready to go when you're creating a template. So again, this might take 15 minutes to do, but once this is all ready to go, like this will make the process of creating a social media graphic so easy. So please make sure that that's like the first thing you do. You'll thank yourself later. So if I go back to designs, and granted, I don't necessarily have to, but it just shows some of my recent ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press create design. So the cool thing about create design is you can type in the search box here, like let's say I want to do a Facebook post, right? And it would be helpful if it didn't take the F off. And it'll come up all these options that are in the correct dimension for the platform it's going to go on. Pretty sweet, right? So let's say you needed the perfect size for an ad. They have it for you. If you need it for a post, if it's a profile frame, you have all the correct specs right here. You don't have to search them up in Google search. They're all ready to go. You can even, if you wanted to, create a custom graphic with the correct size you want. Like let's say you wanted to make it 400 by 400, you can create that design depending on the specifications. So we're going to go back to a Facebook post because I'm just going to use that as an example for this. So we're going to go back down to our Facebook post. I'm going to move myself over here. I would always say title, whatever you do, because I feel like it helps you retain where it is, because there's many a time I've designed something and then I can't find it later because I didn't do that. So over here on the left-hand side, you're going to see different icons that let you basically customize this square, right? So it's the perfect dimension for a Facebook post. Here's what I was talking about with templates. So they'll show you recently used, ones that are recommended for you, some trending ones. And then you could type in if you wanted, let's say meet the team, because I've been seeing a lot of those, recently from distributors on social media. So here's some cool meet the team templates. Let's say you got a new hire, your business is going well, you're expanding your team. You can take this template and you can customize it, right? So you could take any one of these templates. You could take this one here, you could take the other one, and you can customize different elements up here in the toolbar, whether it's text, the color of the text, the weight of the text, the effects on the text, like if I wanted to make it neon, if I wanted to, you know, make it glitch, if I wanted to curve it, you have the ability to do that too. Like I could curve the text, you know, if I wanted to make it bubble letters, like if I wanted to make it none and just have it what it was, I can also kind of like, if I wanted to undo it, which I think is pretty cool. So you have now a template to work from. You can create a template from scratch and save it. But if you want to use something that you can customize to kind of get familiar with the software, I would suggest doing it like this first. So what you can do is, remember when we talked about that brand kit? Bam, here it is. So I can select the brand kit that I want to work in. So anything that's customizable on this template, I can create it in my brand colors and change. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to make this background blue. I'm going to make these other elements, you know, just for the hell of it, pink, you know, just because. And you're able to basically, you know, take that graphic that was once, you know, branded to something else as like a sample. Now it's more reflective of you and your brand. And again, you can change out the photos if you have any uploads. If you want to put in, you know, maybe it's meet the team and it's, you know, I just got hired at ASI and then they're going to put me in the center with some other new hires. Like anything on this graphic is customizable to you. If you didn't want to have these elements, you could delete them out. So let's say you've customized that to your liking. You like the color, it's on brand, it's reflective of who you are. What you can do is you can schedule it, which I think is really cool. So we're going to put this here and we're going to press schedule. Okay. So what you can do is you can press a date, you can press a time, you can press next, and then you can select the channel. Remember, it was a Facebook post, so it could be a Facebook page or a group. And then what you have to do is you have to connect your social media profile. And FYI, you can only have one social media profile per network. So you can't link five different Facebook accounts, but you can link one. So this is a good way if you're trying to manage something personal or just for your company. You don't have to buy another third-party app. It's kind of built into what you're using for design anyway, which is pretty cool. So you would connect and then you would schedule that out. Another way to schedule out this content is to do this, is to go back to home and you can go to the content planner, which is the same exact thing. It's going to give you this month view. And again, you press the button, it'll give you the option for you to go into your projects folder, your most recent design, any templates you have. So we'll just say we'll do this one that we just did, right? So again, it's the same thing. We're going to pick a Facebook page, we would connect it and then schedule it out for the date and time. So to me, again, you know, I know that sometimes when it comes to social media, creating images and videos can seem overwhelming, but I think Canva makes it really easy. This is a software that I've been using probably since I started in marketing like 4 years ago, and it's only become more intuitive and easy to use. And when I first signed up for it, I became proficient, you know, relatively quickly, and I believe the same can happen to you. So definitely check this out. You know, you can sign up for a free trial for 30 days of the pro account and get accustomed to it. If you're looking for a more, again, in-depth tutorial where we go over for basically 45 minutes, you know, Canva, how to use it, how to create graphics, all the different features, I suggest you go to asiuniversity.com and you can type in my name and my course will come up. I'll also link it in the show notes for you as well for easy access. So if you guys have any questions about Canva, don't hesitate to reach out, you know, tweet me on Twitter at Melissa_ASI, or you can email me at mnewman@asicentral.com and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Have a great day, guys. Bye.